Welcome back once again here to this edition, this very special Christmas edition of the MVP Show. I'm your host, Neville Piano, and now we have another very special guest coming on our show today, and it is Alex DePalma from the Brick Stars Ice Hockey Program. Alex, thank you so much for coming on today. Very appreciate it. So, if you guys haven't got a chance, make sure you check out on my YouTube page the segment I did on the Brick Stars when they were at the Prudential Center a couple months ago for one of the New Jersey Devils hockey events. And Alex, for the folks at home who don't know about the Brick Stars, can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, the Brick Stars are a challenger hockey program for all children with special needs. We started it 7 years ago. I founded it. We started off with 8 players for 8 weeks, and now 7 years later we have over 65 players and an hour and a half every Sunday for 21 weeks. Basically, it's for any child that has a developmental delay.
Yeah, and it's just really a great program that you guys have done. I mean, you give these kids an opportunity to play such a great sport that is hockey, and give them an opportunity. So what kind of opportunities do these kids kind of get when they join the Brick Stars and be part of this team?
Yeah, well, initially it's hockey, so there's some fear in the beginning,
obviously,
which is unfounded because it's not, what they would see on TV. Basically, we're getting them fitted with equipment, which is a challenge in itself. We get them out on the ice. We get them learning to skate. The way the process in the beginning, when they're learning how to skate and learning how to play, they stay with. Every child has a buddy. As they progress and they can do drills on their own, we move them to the first session where we actually go out and travel around and play games.
That's awesome.
What we've found, through the program is, it started out as a program to teach kids hockey, and it wound up, they've become, socially they've grown, physically they've grown, their motor skills, their verbal skills, their confidence level. So it's become a whole, just a whole different life for them. We've taken them twice down to Lake Placid. We've played in the Olympic, the Olympic rinks. We spent 4 or 5 days up there. Last year we went to New York State and took them, and in April, we finalized some plans yesterday. Dean and I we're actually going to take them to USA Hockey's national disabled section tournament in Chicago.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it's we're trying to do with them everything that typical kids do, and to make them feel that much special that it's about them. So it's grown tremendously.
Well, it's certainly a tremendous program that you guys have here, and I personally have had a chance to cover them and see these kids grow, and they've certainly impressed me a lot. There's a lot of kids that you have that are very, very talented at this sport, and it's definitely a huge program. And if you guys have an opportunity, make sure you check out the Brick Stars. They are an awesome hockey program for kids with disabilities. It's really a great thing what Alex DePalma and his group are doing, and it's really appreciative. Now, another thing that some people might not know is that you had the opportunity to coach and be around some good players that are actually in the NHL, in James Van Riemsdyk and his brother Trevor. And I know that recently you got a chance to see him for a couple of days. And what type of feeling do you have when you get a chance to see some kids that you had a chance to coach now playing at the biggest professional hockey program and also excelling in the NHL?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really nice. I mean, I'm very proud of him. He never forgot where he came from. He's very humble. He's doing very well. I started, my journey of coaching youth hockey 35 years ago, and I coached before, even before I got married. And then when my son was born, he started playing when he was 4, and. Fortunate that we put some teams together, and going into our year of squirts, which was 10-year-olds, James and a few other boys joined our 10-year-old team, and we had a great run. His dad was my assistant coach, Franz, and from that 10-year-old level with squirts, I mean, the group of kids were just amazing. They became close friends and remained that way all through hockey. They had a period where they won 3 back-to-back state championships, district championship. They went 35-0 between the 10-year-old team and the 11-year-old team. And then, when they were 16 years old, we went to the national championships with USA Hockey, and after that, James got picked up by the U.S. Development Program, went out to Ann Arbor, lived out there, and as they say, the rest is history. He was, his dad and I, we spoke before the draft. He wanted Alex and I to be out there. We drove out to the draft, and we're proud to see him go second behind Patrick Kane, and he's done very well for himself, and very proud of him. And yes, we went up to see him this past week. We spent 3 days up there for our 30th anniversary, so it was what better thing to do with your wife than spend it in hockey.
Right,
It
absolutely.
was either Italy or Toronto. So we chose to be with James and his family, and it was great. It was a great visit, and James is very interested and very supportive of the Brick Stars. He asked a lot of questions on how they're doing. He's twice now donated because he's a spokesman for Bauer. Mm-hmm. He's donated equipment and is expressed to me that he's interested in helping out in any way he can get the kids to Chicago. So he's great. And Trevor, to Trevor's credit, I mean, Trevor gets the Stanley Cup for 24 hours, and one of the stops were at Ocean Ice Palace, where he brought the Stanley Cup. We made it very organized for him. We wanted to make sure because he had some other stops. So all the Brick Stars got to take a picture with the cup with their families, and the Brick Hockey Club also. So it was a great day. The Van Riemsdyk family, very good people, very humble. They've given to every youth organization that's asked for something in the New Jersey area. So, it's nice to coach an NHL player, but like I tell people all the time, 35 years. If my coaching career is defined by one kid making the NHL, I didn't do a very good job. So no, but it's coaching is very rewarding. I got to go to a party for somebody who became one of my players who became a lawyer, passed the bar. Another one of the players that played for us for a long time became a doctor.
Wow.
And so these are the things that are rewarding. Just seeing kids that play the sport, live productive lives. Listen to the things you teach them off the ice. Mm-hmm. You could teach X's and O's, but it's the things you teach them off the ice, like character and discipline and integrity, and giving back to others. And I just carried that. When I stopped coaching behind the bench and I started the Brick Stars, it renewed my passion. Then I got to help high school kids to work with our kids with developmental delays. So, it's a process. So now it's even teaching them. So it's all worked out well.
And as I mentioned before, it's certainly a tremendous program, and I know you must be extremely proud of what you've built over time. And one other question that I wanted to ask is that, do you feel that over the last couple of years the sport of hockey has grown more and more in this state? Because obviously when people talk about sports in New Jersey, I think a lot of people can say that they talk about football and even basketball and somewhat baseball before they talk about hockey. Do you feel that hockey's become more popular in this state as a whole?
It's become more popular. I think there's always been a passion for hockey in the state of New Jersey from back when I played in the 70s. I think that people are starting to recognize the talent that comes out of Jersey now. Mm-hmm. I was watching the NHL the other night, and there was 3 Jersey players. Shattenkirk played in New Jersey. And so did Bobby Ryan played in New Jersey, and who was the other one out there? It was I think who else was out there, but Johnny Gaudreau played for Holly down South Jersey. His dad and I have coached against each other for years, mm-hmm. and there's quite a bit of Carlson was
John Carlson from the Capitals.
Played, and his older brother played for me with James and Alex at one point. So there are a lot of Jersey players that are playing in the NHL right now, which is nice, based on how many players really play. And again, going back to when Jimmy Dowd made it. I mean, he was like one of the only ones back then, but now you see more and more players getting in, and it's nice to see.
Absolutely, and one guy that I got a chance to see before he got hurt was Anthony Stolars from Middletown, the goaltender for Philadelphia. Unfortunately, he's out for the rest of the year with an
Stolars
injury.
played a couple of years in the Brick Hockey Club.
And that's awesome. I mean, that's just what we're talking about, how we've had it. We should mention that Bobby Ryan and the Ottawa Senators will be playing in the Centennial Classic in Ottawa, an outdoor classic against the Montreal Canadiens. I believe it's tomorrow afternoon. So obviously, there's a sense of pride. We know JVR's had a chance to play in an outdoor game. And Trevor also. So it's kind of great that you get a chance to see kids from New Jersey go to the NHL and then play on the big stages and really get an opportunity to prove it. But Alex, I really do appreciate you coming on today and talking about the Brick Stars and talking about hockey in general. I really appreciate you coming on today.
Anytime.
And it means a lot to me to allow me to be, to introduce me to the Brick Stars and allow me to be a part of this.
With the Brick Stars, the reason why we do this is for exposure. For exposure for the program. We want to see as many kids that can get involved in hockey get involved. So I come out and I do these things not to talk about what I was able, or the people that helped me able to accomplish, but to get exposure for people to reach out to us and ask us questions and have their kids come out. You can find us on the website under Brick Stars or Facebook, and call me anytime. What we do is we give the kids the equipment, we put them on the ice, we don't charge anything. If you like the program, we go from there. But it's more the exposure. The more kids we can get out there playing, the better.
Right, and you just continue to allow these kids to get opportunities to play a great sport as hockey. But Alex, again, thank you so much
Anytime, Neil.
for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You too.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for what you do.